Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, Yuri, for joining us this morning.
You're welcome.
We're going to show you what we do and how we help families here. We are an independent group of financial literacy trainers, and we have like 300 offices all over the country in North America, US, and Canada. Right, and this is this is new this year. So they came out with this. This is our new campaign video that they did beginning of this year.
Okay.
Before COVID.
Okay, world system building. All right, great. So tell me more about your literacy campaign.
Well, we have there's, like I said, 300 offices all over the country. We have just to show you how the extent of it. This is our Facebook page. There's today there's 70,500 members on our Facebook community page. People post all kinds of stuff. You know, this campaign they're running. So you can get some green running shoes. Right?
Green. All right. I'll take them.
Right.
Take them.
Yeah. This is a new campaigner. This we're doing. We had a campaign of started in 2015 of educating 1 million families by 2020. We did that about a month. We actually hit the 1 million about a month and a half ago. And the new campaign, you can see behind me here, that 30 by 30, that's 30 million in the next 30 years. And what has happened because of COVID-19, the company had to go Zoom. And so now instead of having like 2 workshops a week where you go to office in person, all right, they're doing like 4 to 6 workshops a day. And this shows on the events, you can see the schedule. Plus there's other schedules like we send out to the team once a week. So that's a little bit of how we, how big we are and how we're communicating. What we do is we teach out of a book that's about 1 million in circulation. It's called Saving Your Future. They've actually they've adopted its curriculum for Harvard Business School, Columbia Business School, Oracle, and the FBI. And it's So this data in here is from the from 2015, but it's still applicable. All right, this is a table of contents, you know, the financial foundation, the rate of return, how taxes affect your money, simple interest versus compound interest, the X curve, everything you want to know about insurance and investments, retirement, everything is in this book. We do like 6 different workshops in this book. You know, you look at the introduction, talks about, you know, how bad things were with, you know, people in Canada and the US. You know, 35% of Canadians don't have any savings or investments. Only 27% of private sector workers have an employee funded pension plan. The average qualified plan for Canada is only 55,000. In the US, it's even worse. 33% or 77 million Americans don't pay their bills on time. 39% carry credit card debt from month to month. Only 59% of adults say they have any savings or investments. And worse, more than half think they can walk away from their mortgage.
Right.
Now that was 2050. Do you think things have gotten better or worse?
Worse.
Yeah. And then, you know, there's a cycle. Everything, you know, we had, you know, the Y2K scare, right? And then right after that, there was the dot-com crash. Then there was the 2008 real estate. I mean, there's this, you know, and, you know, I can relate my experience with boxing. You're only going to hit me with a straight right hand a couple times before I figure out what to do about it, right?
Right.
So we just haven't figured out what, you know, people haven't figured out what to do about it. Well, now we're here to help them. Okay. And so we do 6 different workshops out of this book. I'm not going to try to give them all to you right now. This is some of the old teachings. I remember in high school, they taught the 3-legged stool.
Right.
I remember them teaching this in home ec.
I remember that.
One leg is personal savings.
Yes, I do.
One leg is Social Security. Their leg is company pensions. Well, let's look at that stool. You know, company pensions kind of went the way of the dinosaur. Then there's Social Security. You know, it's kind of on its last legs. We're about to be, by 2023, it's supposed to be going upside down. Last week, about 2 weeks ago, I heard that maybe sooner than that. And then there's personal savings. And we just kind of went through that people aren't really getting it together with that. What we do is we teach people how money works. We teach them how to make more money, save money, grow money, and protect their money. We start off with their financial foundation.
Right.
So the baseline of that foundation is protection. Okay. Then there's debt management. You know, protection. There's things that you want to do, things you know, causes that you are important to you, and maybe people that are dependent on you. And if you're not around, you know, they're lacking. You know, I talk to families, right? You know, I'm like, okay, so if your husband steps off the curb and gets hit by a bus tomorrow, are you and the kid's going to live with his parents or yours? And these are tough decisions that they got to make. Debt management. If somebody's got overwhelming debt, you really can't talk to them about anything else. You got to help them get that taken care of first.
Right.
Then there's an emergency fund. If you don't have an emergency fund, everybody has an emergency, just a matter of when. If you don't have an emergency fund, what do? You put it on the credit card, you go back into debt. And then there's investments. So, you know, that means different things to different people. When you think of investments, what do you think of?
My scope of investing is a little different because I have all my needs met and more. So, you know, I fall into what kind of view do I want to have? Who do I want to share it with? And this financial literacy, if I would have had, well, certainly I did, but if I can help promote this message with you and to my younger self, I would say save, invest more wisely, start early, and put away as much as often, and stay away from that remote office, if you know what I mean. But I'm not getting myself in trouble here today. Okay, so Ruben, tell me, if I'm not falling on that spectrum and I have my needs met, and I can help convey this message of debt management, stomping out financial illiteracy as a 49-year-old, what would I be telling the 20-something, like our military friend Lee or Sarah Langston, whom is interested in joining up with our team, what might you say to that 20-something today?
Well, that's really interesting. You know, your dad being a pastor, right?
Pastor, and actually I need to go see him in a few, but we still have time. Go.
So this is our campaign flyer. We had this campaign to educate. Let me see if I can get this to focus.
And by the way, I mean, this is a shout out to Dad if he ever does see this. He was an actuary for the insurance industry, so we have the privilege of actually selling the stuff that he helped.
So this is the campaign that we had
1 million.
2015 till this
1
year.
million. Okay.
Educate 1 million families in financial literacy.
Now it's at 3.0.
Right. And this is the list of the classes that we taught. If you can read the top here in green, it says, is money controlling you or do you control your money? Okay. And when
You want to be in control as much as you can, but you have
you have to ask that question. And their answer depends on what you're going to talk to them about. And then same thing with this financial foundation. If I talk to somebody who's got overwhelming debt about anything else, they're going to tune me right out. All right. If I have to, if they want to have an emergency fund, they just don't know how to build an emergency fund. They want to invest, but they don't know the first thing about investing. All right. But that's what they want to know about. I have to talk to them. So they have to tell me what it is there. Okay. Because we teach, like I said, we do 6 classes out of this book. We teach, this is the Weld Formula. All right. This is, showing, what doing little small things, like skip going to Starbucks, carry a thermos. All right. Brown bag your lunch, man. You can build a significant savings out of that money. Out of that money,
is about 2 cents for this coffee.
Right. Well,
compared to what, $5 for a cup at Starbucks? Come on.
Bingo. Right. Then there's time. Time is your greatest asset. The young people, they're in the best position. Right. If
they're picking up on that. Yes.
Okay.
Compound interest.
Get rich slowly strategy. Right.
Yep.
This shows Mr. Start Early, Mr. Wait Longer. These two guys came to our meeting and Mr. Start Early got busy. And after, 27 years, only put away 25,120, or I guess it's 17 years. 17 years, has $128,361. Mr. Wait Longer, for whatever reason, didn't get started early, but they finally did. But putting away money for the 16 years, puts away 61,200, but has about the same. So that makes the point of, don't wait, get started now. The rule of 72, the law of compound interest, right? Einstein gets credit for this. He actually made it famous. I think it was Socrates that came up with it. But whatever interest rate you earn on your money divided into 72 determines how fast your money doubles. 4% is going to double every 18 years. 8% is going to double every 9 years. 12% every 6 years. Which one do you want for your money?
Right.
Obviously, the 12%. Well, where are you going to get 12%?
Absolutely.
Okay. Then there's, what kind of, there's simple interest and there's compound interest. Everything we have is compound interest. Right. This shows the difference in that. The real rate of return, when you consider taxes and inflation, you better get at least 5% on your money or you're going backwards.
Right.
All right. This is cost about inflation. My best friend in high school, grew up working at his dad's grocery store, saved his money, and at 1979, at 16 years old, bought his first car, a Chevy Nova SS for $6,000. Mm-hmm. What do you think you get, a kid today, how much do you think they'd have to buy an equivalent car like that? Probably, almost $30,000.
The answer is more than he ever should pay for a car.
Well, that's inflation. That's the point I'm making. Then there's taxes. Benjamin Franklin coined the phrase, there's nothing certain in the world except death and taxes. You make money, they tax you. They save money, they tax you. You spend money, they tax you. You die, they still tax you. Right?
That's right.
And this shows the rate of taxes. In 1944, check that out, 94%.
That's right.
Do you think taxes are going to go up or down?
Absolutely up.
Yep. And then doesn't matter who's in office, right?
That's right.
We got a shrinking tax base. You got mounting debts with personal and government. We have our tax base is shrinking. Actually, there's more. There's 10,000 baby boomers that are turning 65 every day, and there's more millennials though than there are baby boomers, but they don't have the opportunities, and we'll talk about that. When you talk about investments, what kind of investments? How are you going to invest your money? There's 3 different categories when it comes to taxation. There's the tax now category. These are liquid accounts. You need these kind of accounts to keep yourself going. Then there's a tax later. You're qualified for a tax deduction on your contribution to certain limits. And then there's a tax advantage where you don't get the tax deduction on the contribution, but it grows tax deferred. When you take it out, tax advantage, which means you don't pay tax on it. Go on.
Okay, so I was going to say if we had, because I'm going to have to keep moving for, I got to I'm going to go to mass. My dad's going to give mass at the hospital. I like to say that I completely dressed up for you, buddy.
All right. Well, let's
to sum this up in like 2 minutes.
Let's get to
in 2 minutes.
All this stuff we have, we do 6 different classes out of this book. All right. And this shows what's called the X curve. Okay. So when you're young, you don't start off they don't paying you the top salary, right out of college or high school, right? You got to learn your trade. You got to start developing a market, start learning how to do things and get some seniority and a client database and all that before you start really making some money. That's when you acquire the most expenses. You're going to get married. Believe me, when you're young and single, you're thinking, okay, I can handle this. This is great. I'm making good money. Then you get married. You're like, what's she doing all my money? Right. Then you have kids and then they not only take up your money and your time, but then the kids grow. They get potty trained, right? They can start feeding themselves. They can start dressing themselves. They can get themselves up for school. They can actually get themselves to school eventually. Eventually they'll graduate, and then you're paying off your debt, your mortgage, and hopefully your investments have grown and you have a lot of money and low responsibility, and you can travel the world and have a good time. Where do you want to be on this X curve?
Me personally, I just want to help as many people as I can, and continuing to, my mission is to create as many people like you. And I think that's something that I appreciate about you more and more, is that you're really wanting to make a difference and impact so people don't repeat in making not as wise decisions with their money.
Okay, so I appreciate that. We want to find out where they are on that X curve or where they want to be.
So like
this shows
everyone falls on the curve. And so I just want to say, everyone wants to be a little better every day.
Yeah, this is what my curve looked like. I'll show you right now. Right. All right. This is the formula from that movie, The Beautiful Mind, right?
Absolutely.
I got out of the military. I started making more money, paying down my debts, and then 2008 hit. I got divorced. I got divorced again. All right. So this is kind of what my X curve looked like, and what we try to do, and what we're able to do with our strategies, is to help people put their curve back to, so it does intersect, so that eventually you're having more and being less in debt. Okay. And one of the ways we do that, it depends on who I'm talking to, but basically there's the baby boomers and the millennials. Okay. About the same month. There's a lot of baby boomers, they find out they're behind, right? And when you get behind, it causes you to scramble, and you end up taking greater risks than you need to be, right? So,
absolutely.
So, and I got stories, all right? And what we do is we show people how to cut their expenses, how to.
All right, 30 seconds.
How to take, all right. How to,
I know we got to work on, but I actually do have do you want to keep talking for a minute, but I'll have to connect with you on the cell phone?
Well, we're almost done here, man.
Okay, good, good,
This
good.
this shows the three-legged stool, kind of explains what's going on with the retirement crisis, the education crisis, the spending crisis.
I remember sitting down with my banker and my father, and they were going through with that with me when I was a child.
No kidding. That's it. That's
Yep.
interesting. This shows, what's your situation right now. You can read that. Debt becomes a
Yep,
way of life. There's a
absolutely.
lack of financial knowledge.
It's absolutely true.
Knowing less can cost you more. This is
Absolutely
what
true.
how we educate people on making money, saving money, accumulating money, protecting their money.
Yep.
You know, the helping figure out how to make it work for them. We help people understand how money works, have a financial goal. Like 70% of people that set a goal have achieve it, where people that don't, it's more like less than 5%. Help them cut down their expenses, reduce their debt and liability, increase their cash flow, and embrace change and expect to succeed. We teach out of the Saving Your Future book. There's a workbook. Our campaign is now 30 million in 30 years instead of 1 million in 5 years. But I think with the way technology is changing and the cyber connectivity, we're going to actually achieve that faster. We just need more people. These are what the workshops are: increasing your cash flow, debt management, building a strong financial foundation, proper protection, building wealth, asset accumulation, retirement planning, wealth preservation. We use a platform of insurance, investments, health, and education. There's smoke and tax advantages with insurance that a lot of people aren't aware of. IRS code 7702 alpha. And where the health comes in, there's so many people that work so hard to save their money, and so they can retire, but they end up spending all that hard earn and save money on doctors and hospitals because they don't keep up with their health. So you need to come work out with us on Mondays and Fridays. All right. Again, we help people get educated so they can have some success. They get lots of training. They earn referral income and earn commissions. This is a distribution revolution in financial service, just like Walmart was for retail. All right, you have a lot of money to make your money work for you, or you help a lot of people make more money and then make more money, or in your case, both. All right, it's a revolution in the financial industry. We got a platform. We have World Financial Group, which has the relationships with these 300 different product providers that we have. We're the #1 producer for Transamerica. We're #1 for Pacific Life. That's who I have. We sell more nationwide than Nationwide does, right? We're the #1 producer for Evers. Okay, there's companies waiting in line to get us to market their products, and that gives us the luxury of choosing the best ones. We have a proven track record. We have a success system, a proven system. You become a trainee, then a trainer, and then a builder and a system builder. All right, and we help you every step of the way. There's incentives, like you saw in the video, for travel. We travel every year. They go to Hawaii. We were supposed to go to China and Brazil this year. Wouldn't you like that? But because of COVID, they had to postpone that. Right, but they do a lot of traveling and they eat a lot. Yeah. We help people save for their future, build their future, be part of something big in US and Canada. You're a young man that wants to be significant. Tell you what, I did a lot in the military and I saw things happen, but I can have a greater impact in the world than with this business than I could have in the military. And we want people to make a difference. We have a mission and a vision, and we are looking for people to help us. Okay, there's so much, all the problems that we're seeing in the world and society with BLM and Antifa. Hey, if those people were making, if their life was as good as they're making a good living, they wouldn't be out there protesting. All right, so that's our campaign, as fast as I could do it. Right, but
excellent.
All right.
Thank you, Ruben. And again, I just want to echo your message that, everyone's going to fall in some at every stage. Everyone is either looking at how that paycheck is going to cover their expenses. They're going to be looking to make sound investments and get good advice. I would recommend Ruben Lolling. This is why he is, where we're working together. Me being at the Chicago Board of Trade and being a trader, investment banker, however you relate to me, I believe in what he's doing. And again, I'd say that as many people that can be educated in this, it's really a remarkable opportunity to take control of your financial future, knock out that debt, build a better legacy for your family, and live a better life with less stress and a little more happiness. And then maybe you make a good friend like this guy. Thank you, Ruben.
All right. We'll catch up with you later. We got a 5 o'clock training today. Extended escrow trust. Hope to see you on that.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Appreciate it. All right.
Bye.